How many people do you know who struggle with their health? Chances are, whether they show it or not, most of the people in your life do. And chances are, you're one of them. Whether you're dealing with anxiety, depression, endometriosis, acne, eczema, autoimmune, thyroid, Lyme, brain fog, fatigue, or any other symptom or condition, you're far from alone. Living with symptoms has become the new normal. So no more guessing games. It's time to get answers. Welcome to the Medical Medium Podcast. I'm Anthony William. We're talking about geoengineering, chemtrails, weather modification, or all of the above. Because guess what? They're all connected. And they work hand in hand with each other. And the great powers that run this world are weaponizing all of those. The umbrella gets bigger and bigger. Carbon dioxide removal, solar radiation modification, reflecting sunlight to try to cool down the planet since we have something called global warming. Or so they think we have something called global warming, but now it's called climate change, climate change, climate change. Meanwhile, these are just distractions, so we look over there when they're doing something really evil over there. Call it what you want, geoengineering, climate engineering, weather modification, cloud seeding, but in the end, there's something dirty going on and evil and nasty. There are secret missions, military jets spraying metals, barium, all kinds of trails, chemtrails everywhere, different planes, different jets spraying chemtrails everywhere. It's all up in the sky. It's every day, every hour, every minute, all around the globe. The truth is, nobody really knows what's going on. No body of government, no official seems to understand what's being sprayed, what the purpose is. Is it geoengineering? Is it something else? Is it weather modification? Are military jets really spraying things? Are other jets really spraying things? Is it contrails? Is it all a conspiracy? Is it all just under one big, huge geoengineering umbrella? Nobody really knows. In this episode, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, the bottom of it. We're going to make sense out of what you're seeing in the sky. And you're going to see the connection between geoengineering and military jets dropping barium and other planes out there spraying all kinds of trails and helicopters spraying all kinds of spray. We're going to talk about it all. Get ready for the ride. Fasten your seatbelts on this one. We're taking a chemtrail flight. They keep on spraying every day. They never stop. And who's they? Nobody really knows. Is it the military? Nobody really knows. Is it private military contractors? Nobody really knows. Is it private organizations? Nobody really knows. But what's really obvious at this point in time is there are airplanes, jets in the sky, way up there, spraying something, releasing something. So there's a lot of guessing out there to what they're releasing, to what they're spraying. Some say it's weather modification. A lot of people think it's part of a program, geoengineering, where different metals are being released in the sky. For example, barium. So it reflects the sunlight, alters the weather, alters the atmosphere. It's set up to begin with where no one is supposed to notice it. No one is supposed to know what's happening. Everybody is supposed to believe that it's just contrails. Yeah, contrails. Moisture in the engine, the plane or the jet is going up. It's going up and up and up. It's colder up there in the sky. The moisture in the engine and the heat leaves a trail, condensation. And nobody's supposed to know about it. No one is supposed to believe it's anything. It's just supposed to happen day in and day out. Not just every day. Not just every month, not just every year, but how about since the 60s? Everybody's supposed to be going about their business and not seeing it, not knowing what's going on, but it's happening above them. That's the goal anyway. But over the years, people have noticed. And now with the internet, social media, and then the fact that everybody has cameras in their hands, and there are more trails in the sky, more spray trails, more chemtrails than ever before since the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. More than ever now. It's become quite obvious something's wrong. I've been talking about it for decades. I did a podcast about it years ago. I dedicated a chapter into one of my books, and I've been one of the voices that's made a contribution in getting the information out there of what's going on, even if it meant more censorship because of it. So the talk of the town isn't chemtrails, it's geoengineering. Chemtrails is supposed to be all conspiracy, a theory, all fake. And even geoengineering is supposed to be a conspiracy, a theory, and all fake. But yet it's more acceptable to believe that they're doing geoengineering because there is such a thing as geoengineering and climate engineering and weather modification. And even though it's a real thing, it's supposed to be off limits, private, classified. So much so, no one really knows where the funding to create it goes. Nobody knows who's being funded. In reality, nobody knows who's really doing it, who's responsible, who's behind it. It's all kind of up in the air. But what public authorities are learning is that something's being sprayed out of jets up in the sky above the states, above towns and cities. And it's under the guise of weather modification. It's under the guise of geoengineering. In America, some states are trying to pass laws. They're passing laws so that weather modification can't occur above their sky, above their state. Public authorities are trying to stop the spraying. They're sick of seeing it happen day in and day out up there. They're sick of having a cookout or a birthday party for their child and looking up in the sky and seeing 30, 40, to even 100 strips across the sky that are unnatural. They're not clouds. They're coming from jets. And public officials don't want this stuff dumped on their children and on their families anymore. They don't want these unknown chemicals falling out of the sky on their families. So some public officials in the United States are trying to alter the law in the states, saying it can't be done in their airspace. Passing new laws to stop geoengineering, passing new laws to stop weather modification, trying to change the course of history, trying to stop chemicals from pouring out of planes purposely to alter the weather or for any other reason. But it's not going to be an easy task, even though it's a noble one, because there's a lot of problems involved with chemtrails. That's right, chemtrails. It's not just weather modification. And who's doing it? Is it the military? That's who's doing it? Is it private contractors? Is it a private organization? And where are the planes landing? Where are they landing? It takes us to another talk, all about how many planes there are. And are geoengineering planes different than chemtrail planes? The truth is, there's more planes up there doing different things. There's more organizations behind it. Geoengineering could be one. Regular chemtrails could be another. Massive insecticide campaigns going on with helicopters flying at night, dumping it all over villages, towns, cities, states. And of course, mysterious drones that are up in the sky, releasing something out of little tanks attached to the drones. Let's just put it this way. There are a lot of things flying in the air that are spraying stuff on everybody. Really simplifying it, shit is falling out of the sky, and evil people are doing it. So let's talk about the planes, the jets. There are thousands, not just 10 or 20 of them, or hundreds of them, but thousands, and not just thousands, tens of thousands of jets and planes in the sky that have no passengers on there, meaning they got pilots, but no passengers. They're not commercial flights. They're not filled with 100 people, 50 people, or 200, 300 people. They are empty. They're empty, but yet filled. They're filled with tanks. The tanks are in place of the seats of people. Sometimes it's just 2 or 3 extremely large tanks on a jet, and sometimes it's a lot of small tanks. And the seats have all been ripped out. They've all been ripped out, and in place of the seats are the tanks, and the tanks are bolted into the jet. And then the tanks are filled up. They're filled up every day. They're filled up every hour, every minute, because there are tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of these planes all around the world, these jets all around the world. And the tanks inside of these planes and jets are tanks full of chemicals. And get ready for this, unknown chemicals. It's not that anybody's getting informed about what's being dumped on them. It's not that you go to school or you go to university, you go to college, and you learn, okay, here's the chemtrail program. Here's what they're putting into the tanks. Here's what they're dumping on you. Check it out. Here's the patented chemicals. This is the ones we're using. None of that. We're not supposed to know anything. And if anybody questions it, it's a conspiracy theory. You got a tinfoil hat. You're a nut. Something's wrong with you. You're just making up stories. What you're talking about doesn't really exist. Or you're just a paranoid, crazy prepper. Meanwhile, what they're doing and what they're doing up in the sky and the chemicals that they're dropping on everybody is a crime. It's a crime on humanity. It's a crime to humanity. And it's a crime against humanity. An evil, evil one. And it happens like clockwork every single hour, every single day. What's interesting is you have all these tens of thousands of planes doing it all day long up in the sky, every minute and every hour. But yet not one of those jets, not one of those planes lands in a commercial airport. Yet they have to land somewhere. Where are they landing? They're not landing in any commercial airport anywhere in the United States. There's tens of thousands of them, even hundreds of thousands of them up in the sky. Where are they going? Where are they landing? They have to be landing somewhere, and they are. They're landing on private land or government-owned land, federal land. And we're not just talking about one airport or 2 airports or 3 airports. We're talking about hundreds of them all around the United States and thousands of them all around the globe. All top secret, all classified. So let's talk about the money it must cost to actually pilot those planes. The money it must cost to fuel those planes and to keep the upkeep going, to maintain those planes, house them, store them. And think about the money involved in the chemicals to loading them up, trucking them to the airports, filling the planes. How many people are employed? We're not talking about millions of dollars, and we're not talking about billions of dollars either. We're talking about in the trillions. And how many years? How many decades? All the way going to the 1960s when it started. And where were these jets and planes manufactured? Who made them? Who manufactured them? What kind are they? What do they all cost? Because it's not 10 planes. It's not 10 jets. It's not 100 jets. It's not 1,000 jets. It's tens of thousands. It's hundreds of thousands. It's millions worldwide. What did that cost? And what about the airports, the air control towers? What about each one having its own air control tower? What did that cost? Because it's not the same thing with commercial airports and commercial planes. The other thing that's really interesting is chemtrail planes. Yes, chemtrail planes. You can call them geoengineering as well, and we'll kind of talk about the difference between them. But chemtrail planes and geoengineering planes that are spraying every day out there, they're at a lower altitude. They fly at about 20,000 feet. It's interesting. Commercial airliners fly roughly around 30,000. And private jets, small private jets, fly roughly around 40 to 45,000 feet. Chemtrail planes are the lowest ones. They're the ones flying low. And they're dumping the chemicals, so the chemicals fall on everybody. I've been on commercial airline planes, and I've watched through the window as the plane is descending, going right into a chemtrail that was somewhere around 20,000 feet.
No matter how you slice the pie, they're all chemtrails. Geoengineering is supposed to be barium, a reflective metal. When dropped out of the sky, it's supposed to reflect sunlight, cool down the planet, stop global warming. That's the goal anyway. Climate engineering, geoengineering. But really it's more than that. And nobody knows because no one's ever got their hands on a batch of this stuff that's being dropped out of the sky, being shot out of the planes. It's not like anyone has access to any of it. It's not like there's a container you can buy and study it, or some kind of public authority can look at it and see what it is. It's all mystery. It's all top secret. It's all classified. You can't just walk into a store, a hardware store, or go into some other type of construction store and say, can you direct me to the aisle where you can get a container of what they're dropping out of the planes on us every single day? I think it's maybe barium. I really don't know what it is. Is there any containers? Oh, here they are right here. Let's see. For chemtrails, for classified use. Let me turn this bottle around and look at the ingredient list. Barium, mercury, lead, arsenic, aluminum. It's just not going to happen. It doesn't exist. Nobody knows what it is that they're dropping on people, or really what it is. Let's talk about geoengineering versus chemtrails. Well, for one, it's all chemtrail because it's all being dropped out of planes, shot out of planes, injected out of planes, out of jets on everybody. But there is a slight difference. Geoengineering is supposed to be military-based, and maybe it's not, because guess what? People still don't know the definitive answers to that either. Not even public authorities really have direct answers on that. But it's supposed to be military. Military jets releasing some kind of mystery chemicals that are somewhat saving the planet somehow, involved with weather modification, changing the weather, altering it so crops can get better, so rain can be dispersed in other areas, so it helps protect the planet. But that's not truth. That's not what's really happening. It's way more sinister. Geoengineering, the release of dangerous chemicals out of planes every single day, are for other reasons, for destructive reasons, for despicable evil reasons, has nothing to do with saving the planet. And it's its own organization. And with geoengineering, the planes are usually different. The jets are usually different. They're more cargo style, military style, cargo jets, cargo planes. Different than rogue chemtrail planes. What are rogue chemtrail planes? TWA planes, Pan Am planes, old retired, beat up, old commercial airliners that aren't supposed to even be flying anymore. Even as old as the 50s, the 1960s, the 1970s, 80s, 90s. Many of them refurbished. Many of them just were purchased in auction or privately purchased. And also new planes too. Brand new ones being manufactured for purposes of chemtrails. And who's manufacturing them? At that level, how many? How's it possible? And how much money are we talking about? And how huge, how big are these organizations? They're massive. Now, this geoengineering chemtrail episode is going to be one of many in a series because there's lots of ground to cover, lots of information, a lot of details, including information on how to protect yourself and your families and how to cleanse and eliminate the metals and toxins that they're dumping out of the planes onto everyone, along with how to keep the immune system strong and how to keep emotionally strong while understanding and being aware of what they're doing and what's happening up in the sky. So stay tuned for the next geoengineering chemtrail podcast. Also, you can go to medicalmedium.com for more free information. You can find me on Telegram, and you can find me on YouTube, and you can check out the Medical Medium book series. And have you gotten a chance to listen to Angels, Demons, and Spiritual Tools? You can find it on Amazon Audible, Apple, and Spotify. Many blessings, and God bless you. Happy New Year. Yeah, can you believe it? 2054. What a year. 2054. How old are you? 25? Yeah, I'm 24. We partied last night like it was 1999. Yeah, that was crazy. Let's sit out on the porch, get some air. Ah, chemtrails. Oh, look at that one. Oh, those are beautiful, aren't they? Oh, look, rainbow-colored chemtrails. Ooh, purple chemtrails. Oh, they're so great. You know what I love about these chemtrails? The world governments are really looking out for us. No, I know. Because those chemtrails, they're saving the planet. Yeah, isn't that amazing? They're saving climate change. Yeah, they're fixing our climate problems. I know. Oh, that's a pretty one there. Oh, don't you love when they're X's? X. Look, another X. Ooh, another X. X, X, X in the sky. Kind of like 666, right? Oh, I don't know. Hey, remember the old ban many years ago when states tried to stop it? Oh my God, we're taught in schools. Did you hear that at your university? That was terrible that time when they're trying to ban them over all those years ago? I know. Now we know better. Thank God. We know. We know that this is saving us. Hey, I'm gonna make a Bloody Mary. All right, you watch those chemtrails. I'll be right back. Fill it up. Get it on the runway. Tanks are filled with skull and crossbones. Stamp of approval, the boss will be thrilled. There it goes, up in the sky, a private radio guy, making sure the path is clear. Get that plane safely in the atmosphere, in the sky. The pilot was trained, told when to flick the switch or die. Pull it off without a glitch. This is Flight 666, reporting back to the base that sits out there in the sticks. This is the base. Did you empty the tanks? Did you unload the poison all over the place? Flight 666, you know the drill. What's your ETA after you dump the spill? This is Flight 666 to the base. I flicked the switch, left a trail a mile long, all over the place. Base, can I ask a personal question? What do you think all this poison's gonna do to our own families down there? This is the base, Flight 666. Don't be thinking about that. Pull yourself together. You got a mission to finish. What you're doing is to help humanity. Get back to the base. Do everything you can. Keep your sanity.
Original published medical medium information gets stolen and poached by podcast doctors, social media doctors, influencers, and medical clinics. Medical medium information has never yet been proven wrong by medical science and research. Instead, the opposite, only proven right and then taken from medical medium published material and used in the conventional and alternative health communities. Medical medium information continually sets the stage for medical science to understand chronic illness better. If you choose to share or use the original, unique content from the Medical Medium podcast, books, or Medical Medium social media, please cite where this information comes from, so others who see and learn of this information have a chance to know where it all originates, to give them an opportunity to heal, so they don't end up losing years of their life searching for answers like so many have before them. The Medical Medium information here on this podcast doesn't come from broken science, interest groups, medical funding with strings attached, botched research, lobbyists, internal kickbacks, persuaded belief systems, private panels of influencers, health field payoffs, trendy traps, or gathered bits and pieces of gimmicky confusion. Because chronic illness is exploding like never before in our modern day history, it takes a greater force than us down here. It takes a helping hand from above. Medical medium information has street cred. It's an organic movement of countless people around the world healing. More healing stories of real people not being paid to tell their life-changing experiences of rising out of the ashes of sickness and entering into the light of full recovery, getting their lives back and finally healing when nothing else in the world of health could move the needle and get them better. The information on this podcast is not man-made. It comes from above, from a higher source. Whatever you believe in, whether God, the universe, the light, or the creator, or if you believe in nothing at all, that we're just floating through space together on this rock, know that the information you hear on this podcast is separate from all the other noise out there. It comes from a different place, a pure, untampered with, advanced, clean, uncorrupted, original, primary source, a higher source, spirit of compassion.